can you? So this fan is evidently in everybody's ears when I'm talking. Can you like hear? Is it like?
I mean, I can hear it, but it's not loud.
I'll turn it off for the purpose of this recording because I'm professional. And as a professional, I would like to start by saying today we would love to thank one of our patrons. Today's patron shout out goes to Cam, like a camera, Black Mirror. What is it? It's the phone. Thank you, Cam, for supporting us on our journeys. We almost at an end, but we soldier on because we look forward to meeting you in the next dimension or universe, wherever or whoever might be there. Thank you so much. Play that clip.
Welcome to the Horror Hour.
We all go a little mad sometimes. Get you.
Hey guys, George Alexander here, and today we're on the Horror Hour, a place where we discuss, debate, and disagree on all things horror. I am one of your hosts, George, and today I'm joined by my fellow co-hosts. We have, I want him to hug my face. It's Yutaka.
Just like the itch that you can't go away. I don't know where I went with that.
I felt it though. I understood
Yeah.
it. Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for being here. And then finally, who let the dogs out? It wasn't Nick because he likes pussy. Hi, Nick.
I don't even know how to respond to that. Hi, everybody. Hi, Dr. Nick. Hello.
Today, as you can tell by the title, we've really run out of ideas. Today, we're going to be talking about our fate. Listen, it's been
Guys,
3
this
years.
is series finale. This is where we sign off.
Today, we're going to be talking about our favorite horror locations, horror iconic locations, whether that be a setting, that could be a world, a building, a room, anything, but something that you think about and you think, oh my god, like it brings them to the atmosphere, to the film, to the vibes. So I know that the two boys are clutching at straws for what they've got, so I'm happy to go first. And I'm going to start off, you're like clutching at straws. You're like, oh God, I don't know what, like you.
Is that a UK saying? Like, do we say that here, Nick?
If you're clutching at straws, you're like, it's like a last desperate effort.
I've been twisting my testes. I'm just so nervous.
Well, I'll go first, and I'm going to go.
I could spit.
I'm going to go with the house from 13 Ghosts. Because the glass, the vibes, the bathroom with all like
because you're
frosted
a voyeur.
glass, absolutely. And I always want to see what's going on. And I love those like houses where you run around and like it's all mirrors and stuff. And I feel like it would give me those vibes. And I just think it was like cool. I'm surprised that nobody's built that house. Because I think, well, I don't mean with all of its like supernatural elements, or I would want that, but.
It was like an entire glass house. Not like the movie. That movie was not good.
But no.
I love that movie.
Glass House.
I love that movie. I love
You've
that
never
movie.
seen. Of course, George has never seen that movie. Okay, all right.
No.
Honestly, George, I'm right there with you because if I had just copious amounts of money and I had nothing to do, it would be my dream to create exact replicas of all of my favorite horror locations. And then just sell tickets to people
to them
to come and
yeah.
look at it.
Airbnb.
Well, you needed to like fund that. That shit's expensive.
Yes, but I would not allow people to come in. Well, certain people to come in there and be like, I'm exploring for my podcast, and even though I have done that, there's other people that
I was gonna say.
Did you not watch your LA video where you just went to? Anyway, well, maybe we'll hear about some of those. No, we might hear about. I didn't want to bring them up.
Right, but that's why I said
like
that.
Yeah.
It was. Y'all didn't get the joke. Y'all didn't get the joke.
Yeah, no, I got it. Drag them. Drag them.
Oh, that's what you were taking the piss out of yourself. I think that's really good and really refreshing of a man to do. So I appreciate that. So yeah, not the glass house, the house from 13 Ghosts, because also it can fully just close up and it looks like you could survive an atomic bomb because by the end of it, they all manage to survive the fact that it blows up. I would say that is my first one because I just think it's so cool. And it uses the glass and like the closing doors and things well. as part of the actual movie. So that is my first location. I'm now we're going to go anti-clockwise because YOLO, and let's go with Nick at the bottom.
Oh, okay. My first choice is going to be Tower Bay Island from I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. The way in which they get our cast there is a little bit I do actually think the general idea of like he used to work on this island, you go there during storm season where there's going to be basically nobody else there, and he has the run of the land, he can kill everybody, and then when the storm passes, he can be like, they disappeared with the storm, blah, 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 blah. It's like the perfect way to get away with murder, and I think it's very, very unique setting to have. Like normally it's, a small town or something like that. Like the first one was Southport. Don't get me wrong, I love Southport. I plan on visiting Southport. But I think you got some shit to say?
Southport in the UK?
No, Southport from the first I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh, I was going to say, you wouldn't want to go to Southport. It's a shithole. But okay, you mean the one from there. Is the one in America a shithole too?
Oh, it is a real place, but that's not like where they filmed all of it. A lot of it was filmed in Wilmington.
Oh, okay. Well, then
if I remember correctly, because like I was just telling somebody,
a type of person, like
oh, really?
on the shore.
Oh, I like the shore.
No,
I like it, but like I whatever that sound is that you always hear in movies when you're like walking along the dock, where it's like the dinging sound.
Oh yeah,
it's so soothing to me. I love that. But Tower Bay Island, yeah, I just think it's really cool. You have like the run of this hotel. You have all of the things outside, like the pool house, the gym, the tanning bed, and then you have the graveyard behind it. I don't know.
I just get in a tanning bed. I know I wouldn't. We've seen too many deaths in those things.
Listen, I had questions in my reaction to that movie and why they were like struggling. So, oh my god, and I was like, why is nobody just turning it off at the wall?
Facts.
Like they were like, and I was like.
It would make sense if it was like, because there's been like certain types of machines, and I've seen tanning bed machines where it's almost like you don't have the ability to pull it out of the wall, or that it's hidden so that people aren't f***ing with it. So if they had incorporated that would have made more sense.
Agreed.
But also, even beyond pulling the cord out, like why didn't they just turn the dial the other way?
I didn't understand
That's all he did.
that. Oh my god.
Questions,
but it's hilarious. It made for a good visual. But yes, that is my first choice.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah, I do. I say I only recently watched that film last year, but it was. I loved the mood of the island and the conservatory. When she fell into like the glass house part of it, and she was like, and all the plants were there. It was like, it was so good. Okay, thank you, Nick. Utaka, how about you?
I totally misunderstood this assignment because I thought we were just gonna think of our favorite like places there where we be like, oh, I know. Off. Anyways,
that's why I saved you till last, you see, so you had a bit of time to think.
Well, I still didn't. You know what I would like to see, just because I love this series, and occasionally they went like, I think they had thriller vibes, but it'd be kind of cool. And it sounds silly, but something light, bright, and airy, like Wisteria Lane from Desperate Housewives. Give me a horror slasher set with that backdrop of just like like Stepford Wives almost.
Like Scream Queens, but like adults.
Yes. So not like a sorority. Give me a nice airy suburb, all these picturesque houses, big lawns, everybody's hi. But meanwhile, there's somebody like just knocking people off. And these are nice houses, so you could have great chase scenes. Yeah, just something.
What with them?
None of you have ever seen Desperate Housewives.
I saw the one with the twister because I heard it had a twister in it, and then that's
I've seen the first 3 episodes.
Oh, okay.
My parents loved it. Like they always used to watch it.
Just every house was different, so I feel like there's like a different setting. And again, I just like suburbia. That's just me. But I just kind of like that. Like kind of like, okay, Pretty Little Liars, Original Sin, Summer School has like this, because it's summer school, it's got this poppy vibe, like bright colors. And I just kind of like that in terms of like Wisteria Lane, and then just give this horrible backdrop of just people dying and blood splattered everywhere, so it ruins all this nice interior and all that good stuff.
I feel like Santa Clarita Diet kind of fits that.
Okay, that would be a good yes. Okay,
I've not seen that either. That's on with Hot Timothy Oliphant in, right?
And Drew Barrymore, yeah.
Timothy Oliphant.
She's a little bit much now, that woman. We
Well-
need you to be Marmala Harris. We need you to shut the f*** up. You were good in Scream. Let's calm down. So Thank you so
She's
much.
done more than that. So you need to calm the
That is
Josie
Dylan D.
Grossi.
Saunders. That is
Anyway.
Josie Grossi. Oh my God. Put some respect on her name.
And in Grey Garden too. So anyway, Jessica Lange was.
Did you ever watch that movie or that?
I watched the documentary originally. I loved it.
Oh, okay.
Poison Ivy.
Ooh, I did like Poison Ivy.
Riding in Cars with Boys.
I didn't like Riding in Cars with Boys. That was.
Oh, I love that movie so much. Anyways,
yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
Okay, so Wisteria Lane, sort of Suburban. I think that'd be quite cool. I think we do need, like, I would like a new, because for all of its things, I enjoyed the Scream TV show, and I think, like you saying, with like Pretty Little Lies, like I think we need some more like slasher, like longer sort of TV series now, because we can't be relying on stuff like Chucky to get us through TV horror. We just can't.
Horror.
So yeah. Well, Chucky, if we're calling it that as well. So
that finale was horrifying. That's for sure.
I want mine to be in the White House. But that's Fangoria. We like them, so it's fine.
We like him.
Who is that? Oh, is it Devon?
Yeah,
Devon Jojo Sawa.
Not just stop it.
Okay, thank
Devon
you.
Sawa, thank you.
Lols. Okay, so my next one is going to be from a TV show. And I feel like somebody else will have this, but I actually discovered this again, this same place just today in a Buffy episode, and that is Murder House. Because, girl, when in season 4, episode 4, when they were like, girl, I about shat myself because they were like, we're going to this party. Where would somebody have a place like that? And I was like, sorry. So the exterior of it, for a start, stunning, amazing property.
Yes.
I'm a huge Art Deco fan, and so like all the amazing windows and just like the roundness and the shape of the whole property is astonishing. Nick, I'm sure you'll be able to count on this because you've actually visited it. But obviously it looks beautiful. From what I could watch here of Buffy, I felt like the inside was definitely a set because it was nowhere near anything that. But I mean, American Horror Story could be a set, to be honest, which it pretty much is. So I don't actually know the inside. I think it's more the American Horror Story is more the house.
If I remember correctly, American Horror Story, they did film a lot of it inside the house, but like it's kind of like a Halloween situation where it's like certain sections of the house, when you would go inside in the show, they would make you think you were entering from one direction, but they were actually filming it entering from a different direction in the house. Right. Whereas Buffy, that was a set, the inside, I believe.
Yeah, because I got so confused when there's a massive staircase, and I was like, "That's not in the Murder House." But yeah, I don't know what other name to give it, but Murder House / the Fear Itself house, because again, it just has a presence that looms on screen. I do think for all of American Horror Story's troubles over the last few years, with the show, seeing like that house, no matter how many times, it could be the worst episode ever, but if they show like that house, I'm gonna be like, oh. Because I think now it just has such
You're just going to cream everywhere.
Absolutely. It just has such a presence.
We come to the cinema. No.
We come to this place. I would love to.
I am Gaknar, bringer of nightmare. Sorry.
I wish I'd read the end. It says to size, which made me absolutely lol. Anyway, so yeah, that is my next pick. Is anyone familiar with any other than the Buffy episodes? Has anyone seen that house in any other properties at all?
Let me look it up because I'm fairly certain that when I went to find the filming location, Murder House location,
what team is that?
So it's called Rosenheim Mansion.
Thank you.
And let's see where it was filmed there. Media film. The Twilight Zone, Buffy, Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man movie.
When was that in the original Spider-Man movie?
Maybe they used the inside for one of the for the apartment or something.
Hold on, because this is going to bother me.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like I don't remember any. Wow.
You know what? I'd have to double check.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that now.
Because I'm thinking that some of the interior, to George's point, was probably used for the Osborn mansion.
That's
because
the
inside.
That would make sense. That. Okay.
There was an episode. Oh, there was an episode of Dexter. I do remember that because I remember when I was watching Dexter, I was like, "That's Murder House." And then I know that I'd heard about this. It appears in an episode of X-Files, but I've only watched like the first half of the first season of X-Files.
Yeah, that's a show. If you're not into it, you're not going to enjoy it.
it's just there's like a lot.
I just remember watching it growing up. Like that was like the, between that and the Sega Channel. Y'all remember that?
Oh, the Sega Channel?
Was that like Sega Mega Drive games?
So it's basically, it was like Netflix, but for Sega. And so you would actually, you would have this device and you would, pop it into your Sega Genesis system. And every month you would get like 100 new games and it would just cycle every month.
That's cool.
It was kind of cool. Okay, we were a little bougie growing up. Whatever.
Okay, Nick, I'm going to have to interrupt your session here, babe. I'm going to have to go to you for your second choice.
So my second choice is like ancient Rome, demonic, underground. I don't know what the you would call it, but at the end of Wes Craven's New Nightmare, when Heather goes into the dream and they end up in like Freddy's lair. It's not a boiler room. I don't know what the it is. It's kind of modeled after like ancient Rome, and it's got like gargoyles and shit, and there's like fire, and there's a big pool in the middle. And I don't know. Like I think the boiler room
Romans.
You sound like Homer then.
Yeah, like I think the boiler room is a really, really iconic location for the original film series, but I feel like for the concept of what they made Freddy Krueger in New Nightmare, I thought that was a really fitting location, and it was kind of something new because I think we all sort of expected them to end up in a boiler room, which we sort of kind of got in the opening of the movie, but
I
don't know.
You're going with that.
Yeah, I thought it was a good subversion. I thought that they did what they could with the budget. Once she falls out of the giant Freddy mouth, you really only see a small section of it, and it's not until it explodes and everything that you start to see like, oh, she's like an entire world right now. But yeah, that would be my second pick.
Okay, thanks, Nick, for your second pick.
Favorite horror location? George's bedroom.
It's seen some sights.
Not
as much as that hotel in Denver will, though. Liam, better stay out.
You guys are going to breed something nasty there. I would like to say, Gone So Soon. We'll miss you. Friday 13th prequel series from maybe? I don't know. That's still supposedly happening.
Did you see Kevin Williamson was going to write an episode?
I'm sure he was.
What was it? All right.
I think they're just like dropping all this now information to make people like bring him back, or it sounds like that's not happening. But I like the summer camp vibes as well. Kind of, but I like a modern take on that, and I say that because if you think about the place in Sick, that huge log ass mansion, because that was not a cabin. That was a mansion. So cool. All right. That was, oh my, it was so much fun, that setting. But then also they really used everything to their, like, going up, out, and then that huge, like, 30-minute chase scene. Oh my God. Like, talk about edging us the entire time.
Goodness.
It was
really good. But I liked, like, a good modern take on the, summer camp, or I guess, getaway vibes like that.
The lake.
Thank you. Yes. Not to be confused with the movie called The Lake.
Oh, no. But you could maybe Placid Lake or Lake Mungo or Eden Lake.
Lake Mungo.
It tried.
I'm literally skipping like every 10 to 15 seconds through the original Spider-Man movie right now to try to find this fucking location.
Wow.
But then
it's bothering me.
But then it might be a room that we've never seen in the house, though.
That would be funny.
The only thing that I can think of right now is...
Because it's not going to be the stairs, because it's a penthouse.
The Osborn Mansion. But online, it says that the Osborn Mansion was filmed at a different mansion. So, I don't know. Also, I forgot that Octavia Spencer was in this movie.
Who is she in the movie?
She's like in it for a hot second. She is when Peter goes to the wrestling match to sign up, and she's the one that like does the transaction.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, that's crazy. Wow. But yeah, Sick. All right, cool. Yeah, we are so invested in this topic.
Thank you. Well, I am.
I am too. I'm just like I'm looking for a location here because this is the shit that bothers me.
I'm going to be giving you a location, and that is
Give it to us.
The Amityville Horror House, because no matter how many times
go there. Oh my God.
see those like half circular windows, like when they showed up in spoiler alert, The Conjuring 2, I was like, oh, because it was like just them alone. I mean, obviously not the remake with Ryan Reynolds, unfortunately, no matter how beautiful he is, he couldn't save that film. But just the house itself, stunning. I loved the vibe, just the exterior, and again, similar to like Utah, like on that lake with and having like the boat deck that goes out and the dog, and like just in the UK, because it's very rare to have houses that are paneled like that. So like we have a very few, because obviously we're all brick for everything, yeah. So every time we see
brick house.
The American houses to look like houses in the States. Did I say mine?
Sure.
Did I say mine?
Yes, Amityville Horror.
Oh yeah, I did. Sorry.
Let's not forget about the Amityville Horror House when it shows up in the iconic Chucky season 3 episode. And you know how he goes inside and he manages to kill a total of like 23 people within a matter of seconds, but somehow can't kill 3 loser teenagers. Sorry.
What I love about horror fans is how much they love horror. So Amityville Horror House, I just think it's really cool. The exterior will never not be famous, and I'm so sad they knocked it down in real life because
they knocked it down.
No,
they
changed. Or didn't they change the number? It doesn't. The house technically doesn't exist.
I mean, they do that shit all the time because like when I visited John Wayne Gacy's
I don't think they've. Yeah, that house still there.
Maybe they just changed. They changed the number or something.
John Wayne Gacy's house, they changed the number. Like you could, like if you just Google the actual house and then look at maps, like you can see that it's that house, but they just changed the number. And it's funny because the number scheme no longer makes sense with them changing it. I've noticed that, and then they did the same thing at the John Benet Ramsey house, where the number.
Oh, and maybe I'm thinking of what's his name, the party guy, the gay one with the glasses. Party Hardy.
Oh, Dahmer.
There was something I think of him because they knocked down his building, didn't they? Where he.
Oh, good.
Well, no, that was in the show, wasn't it? Because they were like, she was pushing to.
Yeah, they knocked down a memorial garden.
That show was rough.
No, I think she wanted them to, but they didn't, and it's just like dead space, isn't it?
No, I thought they did at the end. It was just like a community garden or something.
I know. Sorry, maybe that's what I was thinking of with the Amityville. But yeah, I know they changed the name. So Amityville House, I think, just the exterior, like that half the side of the house. When you look at it, you know what it is. Even if you're not a big fan of horror, you would recognize, I feel, the side of the house.
I would absolutely turn the car around. If I weren't driving, I'd make us crash. I would not go near that.
Isn't it in New? Oh no, it's not in New Jersey, is it?
No,
that's New York.
So it's New York. Oh my god, maybe I'll go there first before the wedding. And then I'll come back possessed.
I was just telling a friend the other day, I am going to I'm going to try to find a cheap flight and just take a solo trip over to Wilmington because I want to be able to walk through Shivers. Because as far as I understand, they have not changed it at all since they filmed the movie in there. And I'm going to throw up. I'm going to be like, look at me over here, but the section that she's standing
Stay tuned for that podcast.
Yes. Also, never mind. Anyways, I'm going to do that. And then I want to film, or I want to go to all the One Tree Hill locations. I want to go to the Scream 5 location.
Wait, what? I didn't know you were a One Tree Hill fan.
I am a One Tree Hill stan.
Wait,
through and through.
Stop it.
That's like, it's in like my top 10 favorite shows of all time. I've seen it like 15 times. All of it. Obsessed.
Yeah.
Jay hates Peyton Sawyer. Peyton Sawyer is my...
Is that Hillary Burton?
Yep. Peyton Sawyer is the greatest.
She was annoying.
Followed by Sophia Bush's character in the show. And then we don't. I mean, I like Haley in the show, but you know. Anyways, but we don't. Chad Michael Murray. No.
Ooh, I liked the dad though. That dad was hot.
Dan Scott.
Yeah.
Okay. Whose turn is it?
Yours.
It's yours.
So since one of them was going to be Southport, but since I already said that, I am going to go with. I'm going to go with the Nostromo from the original Alien. Especially because I like the way that they describe that it's supposed to be like a haunted house movie in space. I think that really tracks. I think it's very, very rare that we actually get a movie like that where it's supposed to be a quote unquote horror movie on a spaceship. I wish we would get more of those. Now, obviously, it's not like a slasher movie. But I don't know. Like, I think one of the really cool things about the Alien movies, especially the first two, is that they really focus a lot on world building and the intricacies of the sets. If you've ever played Alien Isolation, that is the #1 game that will make you feel like you are literally on the ship from the movie. Like the level of detail that they put into that is it's my favorite game of all time. I've
never finished it because I just can't.
I've never played it.
I mean, the ending, I was not the biggest fan of the ending.
No, I watched the ending.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it.
Basically, Alien Romulus is.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Alien Isolation. So
I'll have to play it. I need to.
I was playing it years ago, and I was like sitting in the dark at my computer, and I'm playing it, and my ex at the time crawled out of the bedroom. Like, I thought he was napping, crawled out of the bedroom, came up behind the chair, and like when the alien was like looking in the locker, he licks my elbow, and I almost broke my computer. Like, I was like, ah! And I screamed. It was amazing. Oh my
god! And that is how you do foreplay, people.
Young love.
And then we like rabbits right afterwards.
Oh my god! Sorry. Did you have a true moment of true happiness, or?
I mean, honestly, whenever I come, I yell out Buffy.
Oh my god. He didn't do that though, did he? I don't understand how he came anyway if he's dead, but that's another question. That's the same with Twilight.
He doesn't do it until he runs outside. I mean, technically,
there's that's like a little confused.
Bit of Buffy stuff that doesn't like
make sense.
When it comes to like the vampire stuff, like technically if they're dead, because even at one point she makes a comment like, you don't have any circulation. But if they didn't have any circulation, they wouldn't be able to bleed. They wouldn't be able to get an erection. So there is some sort of bodily functions that happen, but like they pee. They've never said that they've taken a shit though.
But they eat, so they must do.
Right, so they must. Oh, but can you imagine like being able to maintain your body size, but then like you don't have to eat, which means you don't have to shit, which means you don't have to douche.
Well, are there any gay vampires in Buffy to come? Homophobic confirmed.
Well, nobody said that show was groundbreaking for diversity. Come on now.
Okay, so Nick, we finished with you, right? Thank you.
Yeah.
Yutaka? What are you feeling?
Well, I guess that house kind of like goes with in terms of what like the glass house you were talking about in 13 Ghosts, because I was thinking of like the house, the setting, and obviously When a Stranger Calls remake.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's been like a really good effective horror that I can think of, but I would like to see it done. And that would be like on a plane.
Okay.
Similar in a sense, you know, obviously like he was saying, like the Nostromo, but for this, like I feel like it would be good and claustrophobic.
Yes. George, I'm listening. Yes, there is.
Mm-hmm.
There is?
In an episode of Angel Season 5. There is.
We'll get there in 6 years.
Yeah. But I would say, yeah, I think it would be really interesting. I think there's been like a couple like horror films that take place on a plane, but obviously maybe not like like what was the one with Flight Plan with Jodie Foster?
I was literally about to say I loved Flight Plan.
Like a whole thing, really good. Kind of like people are dying, obviously. Oh, I take it back. No, I don't know if it's considered a horror film. Turbulence.
It's not the one I know. I'm thinking of Nonstop.
With Ray Liotta and used to be Jim Carrey's ex-wife, Lauren Holly. She was in Dumb and Dumber.
I don't know that one.
I don't know if that's considered a horror.
I agree. I think the claustrophobia of it would be like that you say similar. Would be quite a good element.
I think both of yours
you can't really get off. Yeah, I know it's. Well, no, I'm slightly choppy at the moment, which is weird because I'm literally connected to the thing.
Are we sure am I still choppy or is it just George?
Right now it's George.
Okay. Okay. So thank you for agreeing with me.
So I may look like a robot.
But I think
when I watch Buffy, I have to watch it on like this.
if you guys remember Tin Little Indians or from was it Agatha Christie? Like think of it like you've got so many people on the plane.
Plane.
What?
I agree.
I just keep hearing George bits and bits come through. Oh,
where did he go?
I think his internet. Yeah, that's where we're at. You know, this was a good episode, y'all. We were so invested. We were like really connected. And Spider-Man. Yeah.
I'm looking at other locations in an effort to say what my, do you have any shout outs at the end? Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Have you not said anything from Buffy?
Listen,
I'm like
Carla
dead,
might
like
Carla
I
and
am
RC and Hayden, they might tune in for every single episode and listen to us say the same things over and over. But I'm trying to keep it fresh a little bit, as much as I can.
Oh.
I want to go and visit the lighthouse from The Ring. That would be cool. And then when George is here, we get to go to the Shining Hotel.
Yes. Apparently.
Yes.
He's bringing his Ouija board. You guys are going to do a seance. Can't wait to see that happen.
I will not be participating with a Ouija board.
I thought you were.
Now. Hell no.
Weren't you going to be the one recording it?
No.
This wasn't going to be your guys' found footage, like, dream.
Have you gotten into the crack again?
I don't know. You all are doing your tour and seance.
I'm not doing a seance. No.
It's going to happen.
I'll just do it on my own. I do them all the time.
Yeah. Have him do one with Liam, a fake one again.
My next pick is...
You have been listening to the Horror Hour.
It's the ship from Ghost Ship. I'm sure it's called the... he goes past and he goes, that's the Antonio Graza.
Yes.
The Antonio Graza. I would like to be there. I think it's so cool. And when it's one, I'd love to see it. Like, I love seeing it when it's in the past, and it looks like stunning and like again, sort of like Art Deco, like gorgeous. What? Are you all right?
I'm just imagining it. I don't like it.
It's because it's water.
Oh.
It's surrounded by water. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then to go from that and then. Well, yeah, I suppose he thought those.
I'm so sorry.
Don't apologize. If you want me to have better internet, support our content, and then I'll be able to afford it. So,
oh my God! Well,
yeah.
In that movie, though, specifically the one, whenever they show it from the outside, like when they first see the ship, and it's like at night, that is so fucking terrifying to me. Like, first of all, just being on the ocean or in the ocean is already a no for me. So at night is a double no for me. Oh. But for 3, when you're just like, I actually had this not too long ago. As you guys know, I love to like put on my like synthwave music and like drive through the mountains at night and shit like that.
Now
I'm driving through the mountains and it's like pitch black. I'm listening. I'm in the zone, and I'm looking out to my left, and you really couldn't see anything. And all of a sudden, I sort of like passed this curve, and all of a sudden, the moonlight was able to come in, and that's when I realized like this big empty nothing that I thought I saw. Like you just see the big ass fucking mountains, and there's just something about like realizing that there's something big there that you did not realize. When they all of a sudden they're like, oh shit, like the ship, and then you just see that big ass ship in the middle of nowhere. Like, what is it doing there? I don't like it. I don't like that. I thought
you were gonna say like there was a big lake, and I was like, nope, turn it around.
Just a big hill that you saw.
Mount, yeah. Like
I thought you were gonna like leading towards like a big thing of body of water that you didn't know was there, and you're just like, oh.
No.
You don't like when like the moon just reflects off the water?
When the moon heats the sky like a big pizza pie.
Pie.
Pie. That's right. But yeah, that's a great pick, George. Thank you so much.
Do you have one more for us, Nick?
Yes, I am going to go with Antonio Bay from The Fog. That's like another. It's very similar to Southport, which is why I picked it. But it's very similar. Like it is I think it's tiny little secluded town, which makes sense given the plot of the movie.
Original, not remake, right? Or did the
remake I couldn't even tell you what the remake looked like because I saw that movie one time in theaters when it first came out, and it was like never again, never.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Now I'm gonna watch it tonight because now I want to know.
I think the lighthouse. But yeah,
the lighthouse is so beautiful in that movie, and you could go and visit it. And I really, really want to go. And yeah.
Would you stay in a lighthouse?
What?
Would you stay in a lighthouse?
Yeah. Why not?
Well, because it's also surrounded by water.
But like, as long as I can see land, then I'm okay. Like, I can go on a boat as long as I can see land.
Oh, okay.
Right. But if I'm like looking around and I'm like, I don't see a single piece of land, we're not doing that. Who's gonna rescue me? There's probably sharks.
I mean, you could be on a pier and there still be sharks. Have you seen that video where that guy like jumps in? They're like, get out, get out. He's like, what? He's got like a GoPro or something, and he like looks, and there were like sharks coming at him. Oh my god! Even I was just like, okay, that's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Like I would shit myself.
Thank you very much. Okay, Yutaka, any final finals for us?
Well, I feel like there's a theme for me now that I'm thinking about it, and it's water. Because now I'm thinking of. Do you guys remember? Well, obviously the movie Underwater is a good one, but I'm thinking of like a cave-like setting. So like the movie The Cave's not really great. Actually, you know what? A good moment would be like Turistas. Do you guys remember Turistas? And they were like trying to do like go underwater, and like they were escaping, so like they couldn't see at certain times, and they had to just like like it was dark, and they would come up, and like only their mouths would come up out of the water, so they could get air, and then they have to go back under. Oh, I love that. It's so terrifying. It's so another thing that's very claustrophobic, but it can look so pretty. So when like bits of light come through, like actually the movie Teresa is just great.
I thought you were gonna say The Descent.
I mean, that is a good one, but I think Teresa's, because again, I think I really like a good bright color, like a sunny beach vacay vibe. Then you throw in like, I mean, there are organ trade, black market, you're like people getting chopped up, shot, killed. Oh, I love it. Did my internet now go out? Well, maybe. You are such a dick. I mean, George has.
I'm like, he's gonna notice that the candles are still flickering, but I'm not moving.
I did not notice that. Because I look at your eyes, it's face, not your back.
George just looked like it was like shot on an iPhone 3.
You know what? I think this is a great place to end, because George
is rich, then why does George have that sort of internet? What's happening?
He hasn't had his like monthly visit. He needs to get that allowance.
Well, this has been great. Follow us on all of our social medias. Basically everything. Just type in the Horror Hour into Google and then just subscribe to everything that comes up. And give us all of your money, because we're all really, really poor, hardworking content creators. And we really need the money. And George needs the money, because he talks about how his parents are rich and give him money, but look at his internet speed. So it is all a lie. The lie detector tests determined that it was all a lie. So thanks for joining us, and have a nice day.
You have been listening to the Horror Hour. See you next time.